Hello and welcome once again to my side of YouTube. This is me, Luther574, and I'll be talking about Pokemon. Pokemon! Okay, so you're probably wondering, Luther, you just made a video about Digimon and now you're talking about Pokemon. Yes, I am talking about Pokemon because I already made another video. It was too long, so I don't want to put it up on YouTube. It's too long. It's going to take a little bit longer than most videos to, you know, upload. So, this video is all about making a, yes, what I want, and I believe everyone else wants, is a remake of the DS games. Like, I understand we have Pokemon X and Y, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and we already have them making Pokemon Z. Pokemon Z. Or, yeah, it's Pokemon Z. I was about to say Pokemon XYZ, but X, Y, and Z is the anime series. But what I'm about to talk about is they need to make a remake of Pokemon Platinum, Pokemon Black and White 2, and also... No, that's all. That's all. So, yeah, there was another. They need to make remakes of remakes. This is what I'm saying. So, I'm going to enlighten you. The whole reason I want them to make remakes of remakes, because I remember hearing something about there is a possibility for a remake of either Fire Red and Leaf Green, and we have remakes of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha. We already have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and that's a remake of regular games. Like, that's Ruby and Sapphire. Well, instead of making Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, why not just get rid of the... Why would you just waste your time on making 2 games? Because that's a whole lot more work than just making 1 game. Because if you think of it like this, all you have to do is make a remake of a remake. Like, we have Gold, Silver, we have Heart Gold, we have Heart Silver, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And Alright, okay. So we have original games. Red, Blue, Heart Gold, Gold and Silver. We have Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, excuse me. And then we have X and Y. That's okay, because that's a new region. If we're gonna have remakes of a Pokemon game, I'm sorry if you're not probably gonna understand what I'm thinking or what I'm talking about. Is like, I already made a video and I've posted it on my, what was it, my Twitter. I posted there needs to be a remake of Crystal and have it called Rainbow Crystal. Why? Because crystals can be multiple colors. And I understand what you're doing with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and having a Delta Emerald at the end of for the post game. But instead of just making 2 games, what you should have did was make the Emerald. The Alpha Emerald. Why Gee, Luther, why should they do that? Because it would be less time. It would be less work. Making 2 games. You have developers doing making the Pokemon into high res like they have it in Pokemon X and Y. And we have the music. They have to amp up the music. They gotta get, you know what I mean? And then we have the map. And then we have the gym leaders. Not just that, but the details in every single thing has to be just like the original, but amped up and different. But what I'm saying is, instead of making all this more, just more, I hope you understand by more, make it simple. Okay, we have Fire Red and Leaf Green. Those are remakes of the regular Red and Blue. And I understand that there is a green, but that wasn't for America. So why come out with Fire Red and Leaf Green? Why not just make like Fire Red and Aqua Blue? That would have actually made more sense than making a Leaf Green. Well, then again, it's okay. It's okay because you wanted to give us a green version in America. And that was cool. But the whole situation is, we got remakes of Fire Red and Leaf Green. And that was okay, I guess. But what you should have did was make... No, that wasn't it. We had red, blue, and yellow, and in Japan they had green, alongside with the 3 others. The whole point of yellow, Oak gave you a Pikachu, because all he had was an Eevee, and when you had the chance to pick up Eevee, motherfucking Oak pushes you, motherfucking Gary Oak, pushes you aside and says, you know what, bitch, this is mine. Took up most of my grandpa's time catching a Pikachu, you can have that damn Pikachu. So, okay, that was cool. But the concept of having a Pokemon follow you was also great too. That put you in the feeling of actually want to talk to the Pokemon, and there is an actual reason for you to talk with it, to see if it liked you or not. And that brought into concept into other games that Pokemon evolved with friendship. Okay, so getting off that topic, instead of making the Fire Red and Leaf Green, we could have just made a yellow version. What would we call it? I don't know, Electric Yellow or fucking Pikachu whatever. That would have been too simple though. It had to be more, I don't know. I don't know the word I'm thinking of. Oh, it had to be more original. It had to be more original. That's what it was. So, you could have just made a yellow of red and blue. I mean, a yellow version, a yellow remake should have happened instead of just having Fire Red and Leaf Green. But I played Fire Red and Leaf Green. I had it, and I gave away my green because, you know what, I already had Fire Red. That was fun, and I gave my other game to someone who didn't have Fire Red or Leaf Green. So, there you go. But what I am thinking is, we had Black and White, and then you made a remake for Black and White. But it wasn't just a remake. It It wasn't just a remake. You disappointed me so much when you made Black and White 2. In my head, and I said it out loud in front of everyone, what's the point? Why didn't you just make one game? One game was good enough. It was a remake. Oh. I am done talking about Black and White 2. So we have Gold and Silver and Crystal. We had Crystal, which was the remake of Gold and Silver. Crystal was awesome. Crystal was cool. So, you gave us a remake again for Gold and Silver. That was cool. It was okay. We had Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But you made it too complex. I'm sorry. It was just too complex. What should have happened was you should have made a remake of Crystal. And you even brought back the concept of having Pokemon follow you. Where did that come from? Yellow! Which was cool if you were going to make a remake of something and have the same concept of Yellow. Why didn't you make Yellow into a GBA game? You just made it a Game Boy game. You know, the old-fashioned Game Boy game. Not something fat, but something like this, I think. I think it was this size. Yeah, it was like that size. It would have been decent. It would have been better. I'm sorry. It would have been better because it was the whole concept of having Pikachu and then finding all these other people in the game and then finding Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. If you didn't like them, you could have just went through the game with a Pikachu. Or if you didn't like Pikachu, like in other games, you have the ability to get rid of it and discard it in the box. But the whole situation is Yellow. Like, we could have had... If you made a Pokemon Yellow remake, you could have had the same situation that you put in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Your partner Pokemon can follow you. And which, as you put it in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, many NPCs said, when your Pokemon walk around with you, they tend to get more friendly. And what's the friendliness part in Pokemon all about? Evolution. Friendship evolutions. And not just that. We have the groomers. We have the items. The Soothe Bell. The Soothe Bell was a plus up for the Friendship Max. And we also had the walking around. And not just that, but the Luxury Ball, which was a 4 times affected the friendship boost. But, you know, that was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, that was Yellow, but in Yellow we didn't have any friendship evolutions. Back to making remakes. Okay. So the whole reason, the great idea for having remakes of games is DS, the 3DS was meant to play the 3DS games. And as I've looked up on the internet, because my Diamond, I was playing it for quite a while, from yesterday and today. I took a break. I went to sleep, okay? My Diamond, today, I went to take it out of my 3DS, and it got stuck. Yes, it got stuck. I tried pulling it out. I didn't want to break anything. I tried jiggling it a bit as I was taking it out. Not happening. So, good thing I play guitar. I'm not good at it, but whatever. I had a pick. I slid it right in front of it, and I held on to the pick and the Game Boy, and the DS game, and I was able to take it out without breaking anything. I didn't break anything. Nothing broke. Awesome. Cool. I can still use my 3DS. Nice. So, the whole situation with making a remake of a remake for the 3DS or the DSi, you're probably wondering, why, Luther? Why? Why is it so much better? Because, as I noticed, as I was looking up reasons why the DS games cause problems for the 3DS or the DSi. The 3DS has a likability to have the black screen of death. Yes, like the Xbox getting the red circle of death, there's also a black screen of death for the DS because it has because of the fact that it's not really meant to be on that system, but it's trying to load up. It's trying to find whatever that shows up. You know when you put in X and Y and you have that Xernia spinning around? It doesn't know what's going on, so it has to think for a while. Just leave it in there for a while, and we got, okay, it's not a Dialga, it's not a Palkia, but it's just the picture on the game cartridge. Cool, it's okay. But this is the whole thing. That's the whole reason. A DS game was meant for a DS. And I understand how people are making new systems, like they have the Xbox One, and they have it so you can't play the 360 game on a Xbox One, like we have a Wii and we have a GameCube, and we have GameCube controllers that can connect to the Wii, and we could also play and we can also play the GameCube game on the Wii, crossing excuse me. But the whole situation is, you need to make a newer game for the 3DS. I understand you're making a Pokemon Z. I understand you're making Pokemon Z. But put on your list of things to do. Platinum needs a remake. Not really an update, but a boost. Update. And make it so it looks like this. So its cartridge looks like this. You know what I mean? So I also have reasons why Pokemon games like Platinum or even Black and White 2. Don't just make Black and White 2 in a pair. Just have it on the picture. Black and White 2. Black and White 2 on one cartridge. So instead of switching games to games, you can choose, okay, welcome to the world of Pokemon. Which setting do you want to play? Black and White, white version, White 2, or Black 2? Alright, you chose Black 2. You'll be able to access Black City. Alright, you chose Pokemon White 2. You're able to access White Tree Hollow. So those are the things in Black and White too. You can either catch Zekrom or Reshiram, and you have the ability to fuse the Zycor. I think that was what its name was. That ice dragon and one of the other the dragon Pokemon along with it. Because, you know, it was originally a husk of Reshiram and Zekrom. So, enough with that. The whole reason why they need to be upgraded, why they need to be in a white cartridge, is so it won't be too much of a hassle. Platinum. Oh, not just to mention, we need more legendaries. Not just the fact that we need more legendaries, like, hey, go out and make new legendaries. No. What I'm saying is, we have all these past legendaries that we can't use. Mew. Arceus. What was that other thing? Mew. Arceus. Celebi. And there was that Shaman. Yes, Shaman. Not to mention, in Black and White 2, the updated version for the 3DS could have Victini. And not just that, if we could have had a Delta Emerald, we could have had ability to go out into space, or just a special area to go to and get Jirachi. Jirachi was one of my favorites. And not just that, in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they gave us access to all these legendaries. Not just that, they kept out the only ones that everyone loves. We have the God, we have... Holy crap, what are you doing to us, Game Freak? What are you doing? I'm not really like raging on about this. I'm just like talking about it. And if you think I'm rambling on too much about it and I'm probably getting flustered about it, you're probably right about me getting flustered. Because this whole situation, I'm sorry to say, it's stupid. It really is. Platinum. Only reason I'm saying Platinum needs a update, a remake of Platinum, is so, you know, don't just say, oh, we don't have ideas for what we're going to do with Platinum. Hey, don't forget, Platinum was where we got to get Giratina. And remember, Giratina was in the Distortion World. You could just make up some bullshit that Giratina was getting angry that he was in the Distortion World, and he wants to be in the original Pokemon world that he was originally in. But sadly, he was banished into the Distortion World that Palkia and Dialga created and Arceus had sent him to, because he was being too... Oh, my throat is getting all... Because he was being too rough. He was just being too rough. Oh, I think that was the whole reason he was sent there. And, you know, in Platinum they could have had the an area, a point of time, like, it doesn't have to be like, as you're playing the game, you need to get Arceus to help out with getting shit together with Giratina and Dialga and Palkia. It could be like at the end of the game, post game. Oh, you can even in the post game you could probably get Arceus. Hey Arceus, what's going on? And as you get Arceus, you open up another thing for Shaman. Oh, you go over to Shaman. Oh, what's that? Where did you have to go? On the other side of Victory Road. Yes, that was how you had to get there. And not just that, here's Professor Oak. And remember the whole thing with Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. We had partner trainers. So every time you got into a battle, it was a double battle. Every time. And that was great. And not just that, but the fact that they healed your Pokemon. It was the best. It was the best way of training up your Pokemon, and not just that. If you couldn't catch a Pokemon because of the fact that they kept attacking it with a move, like here's in Interna City, not Interna City, in Interna Forest, we had this dashing young lady with green hair, and she had a Chansey. It could take beats. And if you had a Pokemon, like, because before you get there, you have the chance of getting the starter Chimchar, and then Monferno at level 14, but at the same time, if you didn't get that, you could have also caught a Machop. Because he's in the grass right above the Rourke's city. Alright. And now I want to talk about the remake of Gold and Silver, Crystal. If you have so many writer's block and you have no idea what you're going to name the Pokemon game, like if you have a Pokemon game like Pokemon Platinum, you could call it Pokemon Shiny Platinum. But I want to talk about Crystal, Pokemon Crystal. Now, this was an idea I had. Game Freak, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm really sorry. If you're having writer's block and you're wondering what to call a game even though it already has, like, Platinum, Gold, Crystal. Now, Crystal is something I've been thinking about and what should happen in it. Crystal. What should be like its secondary name, like we have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. What should it be? Like, this is what sounds right to me because of the fact that a diamond, crystal, a crystal and a diamond can be any color it wants to be, depending on where it was made, where, you know what I mean. Like Frilly, multiple colors, it could be multiple colors. And plus, there are plenty of Pokemon in Pokemon Crystal, that are multiple colors. We had Lugia, which was basically just blue, white, and black. And then we had the Rainbow Bird. Alright, okay. So the whole situation with Crystal, you got to catch Suicune before you got to the Dragon Gym. That was cool. That really was. So the whole situation with Suicune, he was descended onto the Pokemon world because I just said its name and I already forgot it. What was it? We had Lugia and Ho-Ho. Because of Ho-Ho, it was the bringer of life. With the ashes within the burnt tower, he brought back to life the 3 evolutions: Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. We had Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. In their past lives, they were evolutions. And that's the whole situation. Why? If you make a remake of Crystal, you should bring in either a Mega Evolution for the legendary dogs, or as you did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, give them Primal Evolution. So Primal Evolution was basically bringing a Pokemon back to its original state. Or the fact that Pokemon could evolve, and for some reason after the fact that this power in the Pokemon world was taken away, they could not evolve even further. So instead, they just stayed as they were, and as X and Y came, and we had Mega Evolution brought to us, they even gave us Primal Evolution, which was either from their past forms, because if you do something with a crystal, which I want it to be Rainbow Crystal, if you do something with Rainbow Crystal, you should at least give them Primal Evolutions for them to look like, or even give them similarities to their past life creatures. Like, if you have to, make Raikou more slimmer, more agile, and give it a huge boost in its speed. Special. And I wasn't too sure what its defenses were with its attack and HP. I think the HP was just fine, so I don't know. Ooh. Entei. He's a pretty good special attacker. But for some reason his evolution had a very good physical. So, you know, make him more bulky. Give him a mane around its neck. Give him a huge fluffy tail. Make him more bulky like Tracheon. I think Tracheon. I believe that was one of the 3 swords of justice, I think. You know what I'm talking about, that fighting and rock Pokemon. And we have Suicune, you know, make him more sleek. Give him some more blue into his blueness. And that big purple thing on his head, you know, give him a huge fin that's going around his neck and have it connected to the big purple thing. But what I'm saying is, if you make a remake of that, then you can also add in Kurt's link to the GS ball and have that as a key, so you could originally go and, you know, go after, you know, Celebi, because of that thing out in that forest, the shrine out in the forest. Oh, I'm going back to Platinum for a split second. Another Pokemon that you could easily give us, not really give us, but give us access to, Darkrai. Because he came from that, and there are so many people who forgot about that. Why? Because no one has access to a Darkrai unless someone had been able to get it from the thing, the thingamajigger, the gift, the Pokemon gift thingamajigger, whatever. You know what I mean. Ah, this is a long video too. I'm gonna post this up anyway. It's pretty long, and I'm gonna put it up alongside with my Digimon video. This has been Luther574. I am sorry for talking so much. This is probably the longest you've ever heard me talk. This is probably the first time you've really ever seen me drink because my throat... I don't think I've ever talked this much. That the fact that my throat has gotten dry. And right now my throat is getting kind of rough. Okay, this has been Luther574, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully I won't be talking too much, and I'll probably do something more entertaining. Sorry. Yes. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Yeah.